Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time of visiting this channel, click on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you will get notified as soon as possible. Yeah, so just as we normally do right here on this very channel, we look at what has happened in the market so far as the previous week is concerned, and then going into a new week, look at what is yet to happen based on the economic news and as well as the price action on the chart. So before we go into the chart, let's look at the economic calendar to see what news is up so far as next week is concerned. So we start on Monday. On Monday we have Euro high impact news. All right, so all that you are seeing here are all Euro high impact news. Then Tuesday we have the same Euro high impact news, as well as we also have inflation rate for Canada. Yes, so we have card inflation rate. So pairs like USD card GPY, card CHF, all right, AUD card, NZD card, those pairs or those pairs that comes along with the card, expect to see some reaction on the market on Tuesday as CPI and an inflation rate will be released. On the same Tuesday, we have the USD high impact news. All right, you have a durable goods, you have the the new sales home. All right, yes, that is that for Tuesday. So Tuesday, expect some volatility injected into the market, or expect some swift movement in the market in the between the hours of 12:30. That is New York open on Tuesday. Then Wednesday we have ECB Forum on central banking, which is also the euro. Then we have Australian monthly CPI indicator. All right, that is for May. So CPI indicator for May, so far as Australia is concerned, the news is going to be released on Wednesday. On the same Wednesday, we have the Germany consumer confidence. All right, yes, so Germany is within the Eurozone, so it is going to be a high impact news. The same Wednesday, we have Spain retail sales. Spain are going to release their retail sales on Wednesday, which is also a high impact news, so just to bear in mind. You also have the Bank of Austria manufacturing PMI news released on Wednesday, which is also in the Eurozone, so just take note of that. We have the ECB Gundos speech. All right, yes, I mean whatever it is, I'm not really interested. That all I know is a high impact news. All right, it is a high impact news and it's going to affect the market. You are going to see some volatility being injected into the market. Yeah, so we also have inflation rates for Italy. On Wednesday we have CPI. All right, CPI for Italy as well, which is a high impact news. On that same Wednesday we have goods trade balance for the United States, and we have the Fed chair speech too on Wednesday. On Thursday, this is a bank holiday, but I mean, looking at where it is, it's not going to really affect the market, so I'm not interested in that. We have Australian retail sales high impact news. We have the JPY consumer confidence, which is a high impact news. We have the Euro high impact news. All right, yes, that is the North Rhine-Westphalia. Well, so Westphalia CPI. I mean, I'm not really familiar with that, but all I know is a high impact news. So, you see, one thing I like about my FX book is that whichever high impact news is, there's going to give you details. All right, it's going to give you details of or the kind of high impact news it is, not the other one. I don't want to mention that name. All right, most of you know what the platform I'm talking about. I used to be watching the high impact news on a certain platform. I don't want to mention the name, all right, but I've stopped using it because of certain things that I spotted which was not being shown as news or as news flashes on the other platform. So I have switched. Yeah, so these are some of the things why I like my FX. It gives you the vivid details of the high impact news. All right, yeah. So just take note of that. So all these you are seeing here are high impact news. We have on that same Thursday we have another speech again from the Fed chair, and then we have the Germany high impact news followed. All right, yes, and that that speech is at 6:30 GMT. All right, that speech is at 6:30 GMT. So I'll just be interested to see how the market is going to react from that point. All right, because I mean, this is my very first time of seeing the USD releasing news, or the USD bringing out a high impact news at this very time. I don't know how this is going to affect the market though, but let's see what happens. All right, yeah. So you also have the Germany. All these are euro high impact news. They are going to affect any pair that is being paired with the euro. All right, yeah. So just take note of that. We also have on that same Thursday, New York Open. We have the initial jobless claims 4-week average, and then the USD continuing jobless claims. All right, yeah. And we also have Friday, we have Euro retail sales for the Swiss franc, and you also have France inflation rate. All right, inflation rate for inflation rate for France. Yeah, and we also have unemployment change for Germany, unemployment rates for Italy, and then the Eurozone unemployment rate for May, Eurozone CPI, the Eurozone inflation rate for June. This is Greece. Yes, I think so. Yeah, Greece unemployment rate. You also have the USD price index. All right, PCE price index. So just take note of that. The USD personal income for May. You have the personal spending, the month of May, and then you have the Michigan consumer sentiment for June. All right, yes. So that is the high impact news you have so far as next week is going to concern. So realize that next week is also full of what high impact news. All right, I'm not really surprised too, because next week basically comes to the end of the month of June. All right, yes, next week is really basically the close of the month of June, and it's not just the close of the month of June, it's actually the close of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's the close of the second quarter of the year and the first half of the year. All right, yes. So I mean, July begins the second half of the year. So basically, if there are so much high impact news on the market, I'm not surprised at all, because there's a lot of things that is really going to happen on the market when it comes to trend continuation. There's likely to be reversals and all that. So just stay put. All right, stay put on the market, because you're going to see a lot of things happening. We are ending the month, we are ending a quarter, and then we are bringing the first half of the year to an end. So there are going to be a lot of things that you're going to see in the market. So please be careful. All right, yes, be careful, and then you know how to go about things. If you are not seeing your setup, or if the market is being rough, just stay away. All right, you will have a lot of opportunities going into the new month and then a new quarter, and then the first half of the year. So just take note of that. Yeah, so that is just that for the high impact news. All right, that is just that for the economic news calendar. Let's switch to the chart and see what is happening on the chart. All right, yeah. So first of all, we start with the dollar index. So as it stands now with the dollar index, if you look at the weekly, we haven't seen any clear direction on the weekly. All right, the market has been in a range bound for some time now. All right, if you look at this range high and then this range low, we are seeing here the market has been trading in between these ranges. And so on the weekly, the market is not really giving us a clear direction as to where price wants to move to. But let's switch to the daily and see what is happening on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we've seen price. Actually, what happened last week was that for last week, okay, let me share what happened last week. Last week, I didn't really see. I didn't have a good week last week. All right, the market wasn't really good to me, because I was expecting some moves and it didn't happen and all that. So last week was very boring for me. So it's normal, right? But as it stands now on the dollar index, look at something here. Before price made this move, it came down to what? To take out, you can call it the relative equal lows. All right, this low here and this low here, these are relative equal lows. It came out to take it out, and it moved to the upside, taking out this swing high. It made a swing high here. So even this swing high in form made me decide that okay, there has been a swing high here. All right, lower high on the left and then a lower high on the right. All right, I was expecting to see price push the downside from that point, but we saw price was reversing to the upside, taking out this high we are seeing here, right, breaking this swing high. As it stands now, I'll expect to see price shift into this zone. All right, yeah, so I'll take this as my other block because right prior to price would moving to the upside, we had this down close candle, and price even came down to take out the sell side liquidity. So this is a perfect order block for me to consider. So as it stands now, I'll take this as my order block, in that I will expect to see price, if we are going to see price continue to push the upside, I will expect to see price coming and bouncing to it, respect it, and then we see a move to the upside. Other than that, once I see a violation of this bearish candle, then that means you continue to see price would push to the downside. So as it stands now, I'm not really certain about the movement of the dollar index. All right, unless maybe Monday's price action comes, or unless I see price bounced off into the zone. All right, yes, because as it stands now, we are likely to see price push here. All right, so at this point, I will expect to see the dollar index push into the zone. Then right after that, then I will see how price is going to react. So based on price reaction, then I'll see where price is going to move to on a long-term basis. So as it stands now, I have a short-term directional bias for the dollar index. All right, yeah. So for the dollar index, basically that is what I'm expecting to see. I want to see price shift into the zone. If it comes here, then we see what is going to happen next. Yeah, so that is my expectation on the dollar index. Let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. So for EURJPY, let me switch to the weekly for me to show you something. Yeah, so looking at the weekly, price is still in a bearish environment. All right, we've seen this low being violated, and once this low is being violated, this is another block we are seeing here. All right, yes, the last down close candle prior to price moving to the upside. So I'll take this as my order block, and so as it stands now, I want to see price continue to move into this order block. Then we see a shift to the upside, because the overall trend of this market is bullish. All right, price has been making higher highs and higher lows. All right, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So as it stands now, I'm expecting that trend to continue. So I want to see price push to the side. So going into next week, I'm expecting bearishness on EURGBP. All right, and when I tell you that I'm expecting bearishness on EURGBP, it should give you the information that GBP is strong, Euro is weak. All right, so you should know how you trade, or you should know which pair that would be more convenient to trade, either EURUSD or GBPUSD. Right? I said this last week. You can go to my previous video, or you can go into my playlist to watch the previous week's market outlook. All right, I explain everything in there, so you can just go and then have a feel of it and then understand whatever I'm talking about. All right, yeah. So going into next week, I want you to see price shift to the downside, and I'm not surprised. All right, it is really conforming with the fundamentals. Why am I saying this? Last week, GBP, we had a interest rate announcement. All right, we were expecting an interest rate of 4.75%. All right, previously I think previously it was 4.25, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected though, but I remember it was 4.25%, if I'm not mistaken. All right, yes, but it came out, so the expectation was 4.7%. Sorry, 4.75%, but it came out as 5%. All right, I was like, whoa. Then that should tell me that GBP is much stronger at the moment. GBP is much stronger. So if EURGBP is giving me this sign that you are likely to see price push to the downside, I'm not surprised at all. All right, that really explains things better. So as it stands now, this is what I want to see on EURGBP. Yeah, so that is just that for EURGBP. Let's look at what is happening on EURUSD. So for EURUSD on the daily time frame, just as I said, or just as I'm expecting on the dollar index, inversely, that is going to be my expectation on EURUSD. But look at something on EURUSD. Look at what we formed on EURUSD. We saw price moving to the upside to what, to take out the swing high or take out this buy side liquidity. Then right after that, we've seen a shift to the downside, breaking this low, all right, or this swing low has been broken. So if this swing low has been broken, for me to see price continue to what, to shift to the downside, what do I expect to see? I expect a lower swing high to form before we see a continuation to the downside, if price is going to shoot to the downside. Because as it stands now, we have seen a shift in structure, or a shift in market structure. All right, yeah, so I want to see price retrace up to what, to form a lower swing high. Then we can confirm that, yeah, we will see price what, continue to what, to push to the downside. All right, yeah, so if all things being equal, if things go as expected, if we get our lower high, if we get a lower swing high formation, then I'll expect to see price would push. Then I'll expect to see price push into this very zone here. I expect to see price push into this very zone here. All right, that is going to be where I expect to see price push into. Then from there, we see where the market will likely to move into. So currently, that is going to be my expectation so far as EURUSD is concerned. All right, yeah. So basically, that is just that. All right, yes, basically that is just that. Those of you that have been wondering what this is the various sessions that I use. All right, yeah, so this is the Asian session, this is the London session, this is the New York session. I hope you're okay now. All right, it is not an indicator as you are thinking. All right, it just gives me the sessions, or how the market reacted in the various sections. It helps me to know or to identify my range high and range low for each of the sessions. All right, yeah, so that is just that. All right, let me even take it off so that it doesn't really distract you. It's off. Yeah, it's off now. So just as I explained on the daily, the similar thing on the 1 hour, right? You've seen this impulse move to the downside, so definitely we are likely to see price would push the upside a little bit to form our lower swing high. Then we see a move to the downside. So basically, that is just that. All right, basically that is just that. So that is just that for EURUSD. Let's quickly look at what is happening on GBPUSD. Looks as if we are wasting time. All right, let me do it quick for you to be able to go do whatever you want to do. Yeah, so for EURUSD, price is giving us a bullish sentiment. Why am I seeing a bullish sentiment? Let me take this line off. We've taken out we've taken out this swing high already. All right, price has taken out this swing high, and looking at the way things are going, once a swing high is broken, what you expect is a lower swing, a higher swing low. Sorry. So as it stands now, I'm expecting to see price push to this zone, then we see a move to the upside. Yeah, so for GBPUSD, I'll be looking for next week. I'll be looking to see price push to this zone, then we see a move to the upside. So currently, I'm short-term bearish on GBPUSD, long-term bullish. All right, so far as GBPUSD is concerned, take note, I'm short-term bearish and long-term bullish. So the short-term bearishness is for price to move to the downside into the zone we are seeing here. And the long-term bullishness is for price to continue to move to the upside. Because as it stands now, we've been an uptrend for some time now. Price has been making higher swing lows. All right, I'll be making swing highs and swing lows. All right, yeah, so swing highs, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing lows. All right, yeah, so that is that. All right, that is just that for GBPUSD. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. Yeah, so for AUDUSD, we've seen price retracing back into the zone. I was expecting to see price retrace just here, but we validated it, and then we've seen price retrace back into this zone. So going into next week, I'm expecting to see price continue to move a little bit. All right, I will expect that higher swing low formation before we see a continuation to the upside. All right, yeah, so I'm bullish on AUDUSD. I'm really bullish on AUDUSD, and by seeing the foreign currencies such as GBPUSD and then AUDUSD giving me a bullish sentiment, I mean, it's giving me a clue that yeah, we might see the dollar index pushing to the downside. But let's see what happens. All right, yes, I'm not really concluding on the data on that, or I'm still with the stance I have with the dollar index. Right? I want to see what is going to happen so far as next week is concerned. But AUDUSD is giving me a clear indication we are likely to see price continue to push the upside. That is, if this bearish block here is not being violated, or if this bearish candle we are seeing here is not being violated. Yes, so that is going to be, or that is my expectation on AUDUSD so far as next week is concerned. Let's go to the JPY family and see what is happening on EURJPY. Yes, so for EURJPY, price is still in an uptrend. All right, price is still very bullish. All right, and this line you are seeing here, is, let me quickly move to the 1 month time frame to, yes, the 3 month order block. All right, that is the open of a 3 month, sorry, the close of a 3 month order block. Yeah, that is where I'm expecting to see price trade into. Once I see price trade into that, we should expect to see a quick reversal to the downside. So as it stands now, price is looking bullish. All right, I'm expecting to see price continue to push the upside into that very zone. Then we see what is going to happen from there. So as it stands now for EURJPY, I'm being reluctant. I'm very patient on that pair. Right? Yes, because looking at the short term and the long term is going to be very profitable to me. All right, we are so closer to the long term movement of the market. All right, so for the short term, I'll just fold my arms and see what is going to happen on the short term. I'm not going to get myself involved since we are closer to the long term reaction on EURJPY. I'll just wait and then join the long term reaction. All right, yeah, so that is just that for EURJPY. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. Yeah, so for GBPJPY, we are seeing price continue to push to the upside. All right, yes, since this is the last pair we are watching, I hope by now most people have even closed the, or have even stopped watching the video already. But I mean, if you are still here, let me show you this. All right, if you are still here, that means you really are interested in the videos and you want to learn. And if up to this point, I believe that this video has been very insightful to you. That is why you've stayed through all this while. So you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button and then hit on the notification bell too as well. All right, don't forget to also like and share this video too. So let's check something on the 3 months. All right, let's check something on the 3 months. Whoa, yes, so this is the 3 months. So currently on GBPJPY, we are already in that order block. All right, we are already in that order block. So we have just 5 days. We have just 5 days to bring a quarter. All right, to bring a quarter to an end. All right, to bring the second quarter of the year to an end and then begin a new quarter. So I'll expect some reactions on the market. So as price is within this range, I will expect to see a reversal. All right, or I expect to see price retrace to the downside this zone here before we see a continuation to the upside. And it's the 3-month time frame we are talking about. Let me measure and see how much pips, or how much pips it is worth. So looking at this, very interesting. All right, looking at this is very interesting. I think it's 1,692 pips. All right, man, that is going to be crazy. So I'm very patient with GBPJPY. All right, yes, if you look at EURJPY and GBPJPY, EURJPY is now getting closer to the long-term direction of the market. All right, but GBPJPY is already there. GBPJPY is already there, and I'll look at how price is going to react. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if we violate this high. Why? Interest rate differentials. All right, GBP have an interest rate of 5%. JPY have an interest rate of negative 0.1. All right, so as a rational investor, I don't think you, between GBP and JPY, you are going to what? You are going to buy JPY, and then you sell GBP. All right, no, I mean, as a rational investor, I don't think you are going to do that. But let's see what will happen. All right, let's see what is going to happen on the market, because I mean, the market can be something else sometimes. All right, yes, so let's see what is going to happen. So for GBPJPY, we are in the 3-month order block, so I'll patiently wait to see what is going to happen. All right, I'll be monitoring GBPJPY on a daily. All right, I'll be monitoring GBPJPY on a daily. This low is going to give me, or if price should take out this low. All right, if you have to see this price taking out this very low, then I'll start looking for what serves to the downside, to this very zone here. All right, yeah, so that is going to be my expectation so far as GBPJPY is concerned. Yeah, so that is just that. All right, that is just that so far as a new week is concerned. That is going to be my expectation. All right, we are ending the month, we are ending a quarter, and then we are ending the first half of the year. Be very careful on the market so far as trading next week is concerned. All right, I wish you all good luck and good trade. I'll come your way again another time.